This is Big Poppy Racing.
Well, welcome back, folks. It's green bracket time. Here's the 3 or 4 brackets for all our cars in the Diecast games. Again, there's 60 cars, one from every team. They are seeded by their points after the slalom. And of course, laid in as you can see here, the first or the top 4 have buys for the first round. And we'll let you take a look at the brackets. Here's the 60 cars laid out in order as they will race, so you get an idea of what kind of matchups we got coming. The way this works, the first round, you win and you advance to the second round. There are no points awarded for winning in the first round. In the second round, you're awarded 5 points and you advance. In the third round, you are awarded 10 points and you will advance to the 32-car double elimination tournament, which features 8 cars from each bracket, the top 8 out of each bracket. They will be seeded by their points also at the end of the year after the slalom event. So let's get ready to race. So first up in round 1, Troy Racing's Chevy pickup and Redline Salvage's Porsche Carrera. Down they go through the first team. The Porsche got 1, the Porsche did 2. It's gonna do 3 and he will win the first heat. The Chevrolet Cameo, I guess it is, coming in backwards. This time the pickup cut him off. So he's around 2, but he's not going to be able to finish. He's a little top heavy and going to lose 2-0. So the Porsche will advance. Next up, Overclock Racing's Mercedes-Benz and Gut Feelings Ford GT40. The Mercedes-Benz takes off and he turned over. Can the Ford GT continue? He barely made it around 2, makes it around 3, and crosses the line, so he will win Heat 1. The little block that this Mercedes is it's a heavy, little high stance model. Don't know if he's going to make it around the curves. He's around 1, he's around 2, and flips a U-turn, comes back around, and he will take the second heat. So now it's tied up. The question is, can he finish? He's got a good lead going into turn 1. Good lead. Nope, he goes in too high into 2 and overturns, and the GT40 will advance. Next up, Big Rami's F40 and JX4 Solar CX4. The Ferrari F40s have been doing well, and there's no difference here. He will beat the Solar to the finish line for the first heat. Here's Heat 2. The Ferrari out front, the Solar fighting him, but don't know. Nope, he lost it in. Oh, the Ferrari lost it, couldn't get past. So we will rerun Heat 2. The Ferrari's up 1. He gets through the first turn slightly ahead, through the second turn slightly ahead, and he will finish 2-0 and advance. Here comes DXP Silver Bullet and Just for Luck's Mazda Miata. The Silver Bullet out like a shot through 1. Through 2, he's bouncing around a little bit with the track 3, and he will win the first heat easily over the Mazda. Here's Heat 2. He's got the lead into 1, makes it good. Into 2, and he's running much better this time, and he will finish and advance over the Mazda 2-0. Next up, Hot Wheels Rescue Ranger, My Hot Wheel Collection, and Rio Rides Jaguar XE Project 8. The Rescue Ranger with a shot, getting out, round 3, and he will take the first heat over the Jaguar. My Hot Wheels Collection, of course, from overseas. Sent the cars. We much appreciated that. He's through 2, and he goes on his side. Looks like the Jaguar will take the second heat. Kev, got no luck, brother. So here's the third. Rubber match. Whoever wins advances. The Jaguar's fighting. Oh, the Rescue Ranger gets past him. Can he make 3? He does, and the Rescue Ranger will advance over the Jaguar to the next round. Next up is Arlo's Lancer Evo and Team DR3K's Mazda Miata. The Reese's brand and the Lancer Evo gets around 1, messes up. He gets around 2 and 3, and he will take the first heat over the Reese's Miata. Here we go down the second heat. The Mazda out front. That's the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo. Turns over, and nobody gets past. So we're going to run heat 2 again. The Evo up 1-0. Gets through 1, does 2. He's a little bit all over the track. Can he get through 3? He will, and he will advance on. Next up, Mr. Mom Joe's F40. That's the black one. And po' boy's Shadow Jet. The F40 through 1, through 2. He's running this race well, and he's going to win the first heat pretty easy over the Shadow Jet. Shadow Jet's been having some issues this diecast game for po' boy. There's Ferrari's going to, if he can make it, he will, and he will advance on to the next round. Uncle Elvis has a Ferrari 360, and Taiwan on Sandy Mack has an Evo. The Evo starts with the early lead, out around 2. Oh, and it comes off the track, goes too high, backs down and over, so the Ferrari takes the first heat. Here we go, heat 2. Down the track, the little Modena gives him a little brush. This time the Evo gets past 2, 3, and he will take the second heat. So this time we're tied up at 1 each, and this will determine who goes home and who stays. Looks like the Lancer Evo is going to turn around on him. Can the Medina catch him? No, he cannot, and the Lancer will back over to advance. Here's the Silver Streaks Super 8 Hemi, and NJ Drive has an Aston Martin Vantage. Folks, my voice, oh, there goes the Hemi off the track. My voice is ragged. I missed a day of work and just not up to snuff, so just please bear with me. I know it's got to be hard to listening to. Here it looks like the Hemi's going to take the second round, so we've split up 1 each. And who will go from here? A little low ride Hemi 8, and he's out of 1. Can he do 2? He does 2 turns. Oh, look here, he gets by. And they tangle up before 3, and we're going to have to rerun the heat. So same thing here. Winner goes on. Goes into the curve. Hemi's trying. Oh, look at here. We got a close one. But the Hemi gets across, and he'll advance. Here's MDG's Lancer Evo and A-Team's Chevy Silverado. Hey, here we go. The Mitsu's out front. Chevy chases him down, pushes past him. The Silverado around 3, and the Crazy Canuck will take the first heat 1-0. Here we go. He comes out of the first turn ahead this time. There's 2. Can he do 3? He does, and look at here. The Crazy Canuck advances to round 2. Mr. BFG has a 442, and Booga Basement has a Datsun 240Z. The 442 out quick. There's 1, there's 2. Can he do 3? He does, and the 442 will take the first heat over the Datsun 1-0. And here's heat 2. Down the track, the Datsun a little closer this time. He's going to fight to the front, but the 442 just a little more muscular, able to push his way through, a little heavier, and he will advance 2-0 over the Datsun. Here's Lily's Boneyard and her Cadillac Escalade and Dirty Deeb's Nissan 350Z. They tangle. This Escalade's heavy. If it can stay up, it's going to be tough to beat. It even went to its side and came back there. Up 1-0 right now. So can he stay on his wheels? There's 1. The Nissan staying right with him, does get by him. Nice move by the Nissan. The Escalade goes off the track, and we're tied up 1-1. Who moves on from here? Let's see. Into 2, they're bumping, they're pushing. This Nissan gets a little sidetracked, and that may give Lily what she needs to advance with the Escalade. Here's Irons Diecast with his Lotus Esprit G-Buggy Racing with a Toyota AE86. They're biting back and forth. The Toyota gets by the Lotus. And around 3, and we'll win the first heat over the Lotus. So here we go to heat 2. Down the hill they go, even going into the turn. Lotus squeezes out. Toyota makes another nice pass, but goes off the track. When you come out of 2, if you're coming across, you're going to go off the track. That's all there is to it. Lotus wins. We're tied up. Let's see who gets through this. The Toyota comes by on a bad maneuver and turns over. Does the Lotus get by? He does, and the Lotus will advance 2-1. Here's Road Rage's Mid-Drift and Button Boys Chevy Stalker. Mid-Drift, a low-flung heavy car, pushes the Chevy into the wall, turns around out of 2. Here we go, 3, and the mid-drift will take the first heat 1-0. Chevy right behind him, but here we go. Down the hill into the first. Mid-drift in the lead. No harassment out of 2. Does 3, and he will advance 2-0. Here's H-Town Hustler's Nissan 300Z and Wobbly Bob's F-150. The F-150's out ahead. Out of 2, bouncing around, trying to block, and the F-150 will take heat 1 over the Nissan. Change lanes. Here we go. Nissan's ahead, goes around the curve. Ford's right on his behind. Out of 3, he turns. Oh, we got a close one, folks. Let's take a look. Oh, the Nissan's going to win it, so we've got 1-1, and this is a rubber match. Down they come. The Ford takes the lead out of 1. They get all messed up in 2, and nobody's going to break that hold. So we're going to run heat 3 again. Same thing. Winner goes on. Ford's out in front. Oh, the Datsun or Nissan takes a dive in, and he will lose. So the Ford pickup will advance on 2-0. Next up, we've got Gen X Vintage's Horseplay and Nick Deaver's IROC Camaro. Here they go into turn 1. The Camaro squeezes ahead and bounces off 2, and it looks like he will take the first heat over Horseplay. Here's Horseplay in after he got tied up in curve 2. Here we go. This time Horseplay's out and away, and he hits the side of the track and stops. Almost comes to a stop. If the IROC finishes, which he does, he's going to move on 2-0. Here's Lady of Speeds, Chrysler 300, and Big Poppy's Peugeot Quasar. Don't even know why we're running this one, to tell you the truth. Just keep it honest. There's the 300, and here comes the Peugeot. Remind me again why I put him on my team. I don't really remember. I think I had COVID. Here's heat 2. 300 out ahead, just walking away. And the Peugeot is poo-poo. Lady advances 2-0. So here's League of Speed with his Acura and Road Rage Racing 2 with a 17 Ford GT. The Acura out fast. He's the car. Oh, he bounced into the third, but backed across. Got to be careful. Got to stay low in the curves. Here we go. Heat 2. Around the curve well. Around 2 well. And the Honda moves pretty quick. He almost did it again, but he will advance 2-0. Here's 734 Outlaws with a Ferrari F40 and Toon Tracks with a Mercedes 500. They're fighting. Boy, these cars are fighting side by side all the way down. The Mercedes finally gets into the lead, but the Ferrari sneaks around him. So the Ferrari up 1-0. And the truck, this time the Ferrari's jumped out ahead, and I don't think he's going to be caught. He will not. 734 advances. Cut Rock Racing has a sidekick, and 7th ID, a Nissan Skyline, a sidekick heavier out of turn 1 and turn 2 and turn 3, and he will win the first heat 1-0. Second heat. The sidekick's down the curve, goes into 1 out of 2, and he is going. Oh, he's pulled to the side. Nissan cannot get around him. We'll have to run heat 2 again. Here we go. Again, the side kicks to the curve first, but the Nissan beats around him. And let's see, he's going to 3, and he's going to win the second heat. Tied up. Folks, don't have the third heat on film. I must have hit the button wrong again, but the side kick advanced. There's a Jaguar from Hot Car Track, and R&R Rhett has a Roger Dodger 2.0. Looks like the Jaguar gets out ahead, out of 2, out of 3. Yeah, he's gonna take the first heat over the Roger Dodger. 1-0. Second heat up. Here we go. Down they go. Ferrari pulls ahead through 1. He's going to be unmolested if he can just maneuver. He does, and he wins 2-0. Next up, Captain K's Turbulence and Down Squad's Lotus Esprit. Here they go. The Turbulence with a little bit of lead. They're pushing back and forth on each other. Who's going to come out of this? Is anybody? Nope, nobody is. They're going to rerun Heat 1. These two cars don't want to race. They want to fight. Well, the Lotus gets by through 1, through 2. If he can do 3, he's going to win. And he does advance or take the lead 1-0. Here we come into second heat. This time the Turbulence gets around. Here's around. And now the Lotus has come back around. And the Lotus will advance. Here's Kaboom's 442 and Rusty Rod's Aston Martin. Down they go. The 442 much heavier. through turn 1, through turn 2. He's moving pretty good through 3, and he's going to take heat 1, no problem at all, against the Aston Martin. Swap lanes. He's going to be first into 1. Now this time he turns around, and the Aston Martin gets by him. Do not know if he's going to recover from that, and he does not. So we've got a split, 1-1. Here we go. Who's going to advance? The 442 left hand goes into the curve first. He maneuvers 1 well. He spins around 2. They're racing. It looks like the Aston Martin. Oh, no, he spun around, and 442 will advance. Here's Mr. Mom Bubba's Bubble Gunner and 4114's Jet Threat. The Bubble Gunner through 1 through 2 is going to hold the lead. Can he maneuver 3? He does, and he'll win the first heat, 1-0, against the Jet Threat. Both of these cars have foils on the front, airfoils. I wonder if get up under them can do any damage, but it's not going to matter. It looks like Bubble Gunner is going to advance 2-0 against the Jet Threat. So here's Miss BFG's Ford Fairmont and Husky King's Subaru Impreza. The Fairmont dances around, and so does the Subaru, but looks like the Fairmont's going to take heat 1 as they both lose it after a curve. So Fairmont's up 1-0. He goes into curve 1 and going to negotiate that okay. Negotiates 2 well and 3, and he will advance 2-0 over the Subaru. Here's Big Al's custom Lamborghini Urus and Ace's High Impreza. Urus gets through the corner first. Impreza passes on the outside. Now the Urus passes, and he will take the first heat. Nice race action there. Back and forth. Urus up 1-0. Goes into the curve first. He comes out of 2. He turns on his side and over. Yes, he does get by. And the Impreza will now tie it up 1-1. This is a rubber match, folks. Somebody goes home. Nice into turn 2. He turns over, though, just a little too top heavy. Can the Subaru get through? He does, and he advances. Here's Pepler's Unobtainium and the Metal Mania's Silverado. We're going to call the Unobtainian Uno. Oh, the Silverado messes with him a little bit, puts him off the track. See if the Silverado will finish. He does. Go back and look. I bet he's off the edge. Now it's turned sideways with one set of wheels up. So it's 1-0 for the Chevy. This way, Uno takes off quick this time. He's through 1, he's through 2, but gets a little bump from the Chevrolet, and the Chevrolet will advance 2-0 while turns him on his side. Last race of the first round, Rivera's Datsun 280 and Riker's DeLorean. Datsun much heavier. He's through 1, he's through 2. Went a little high, turned over though, and the DeLorean gets by. Now can he finish? No, he won't. So we'll have to rerun heat 1. The Datsun again, out of it. He comes out of 1, and he just drives plumb off over the edge of the track. Can the DeLorean finish? He will, and take 1-0 lead. Here we go. Swap. The Datsun's hitting everything so hard. And the DeLorean pushes him up on his edge and over. The DeLorean's going to advance with a 2-0 over the Datsun 280Z. So on to round 2. Here's the matchups. As we go down, we're down to 32 cars. So there'll be 16 races. 10 points if you win this race for you and your team. And then you will advance on to the third round. First up, here's your Nightmare Racing's Carbonite and Redline Salvage's Porsche. Carbonite's done so far pretty good. Into 1, into 2, into 3, and he's going to have the lead against the Carrera. We swap, and here's heat 2. Around they go. He's through 1, he's through 2, and 3, and he will advance 2-0 over the Porsche. Next up, Gut Feelings Ford GT40 and Big Rami's Ferrari F40, which walks away from the GT40. All he has to do is stay on the track. He does, and he will go up 1-0. Change lanes, heat 2. Man, that Ferrari's fast. He's down 1, down 2, around 3, and yeah, he's going to win this easy. 2-0 over the GT40. Next up, DSP Silver Bullet and Hot Wheels Collection Rescue Ranger. The Ranger gets around the Bullet at the first curve, goes 2, here's 3, and the Ranger will take the first heat over the Silver Bullet. Here we go, heat 2, into this curve. The Ranger passes the Bullet down the straightaway, and if he can maneuver, he will advance on to the top 16. Here's Arlo Racing's Lancer Evo and Mr. Mom's F40. The black F40 was pretty quick in the first round, and he sort of slows down and reverses across the line. So he's going to take he just stopped the Mitsubishi. Oh, he got turned over on his side. So Ferrari's up 1-0. Here we come. They're going to tangle. The Ferrari gets ahead before Colonel 2, and he's going to take corner 3, and he will advance on 2-0. Next up, Blue Line Racing's Mercedes and Sandy Mack's Lancer Evo. Here's a Mercedes around curve 1 and 2 and 3, and he will go on to win 1-0. Mitsubishi went off the track. And next up we have Heat 2. Here they go. Oh, this time the Mitsubishi goes by. Nice pass. Can he catch him? He is not. The Mitsubishi will tie it up 1-1. So here's the rubber match. Winner advances. Mercedes first to the curve. The Mitsubishi's bouncing around. They're staying close, but the Mercedes will advance on 2-0. Next up, Silver Streak's Super 8 Hemi and A-Team's Silverado, which takes off out of that first curve, and he will win the first heat. Swap lanes, here we go. The Hemi's out front. This time he's got curve 2 and curve 3, and I think he won. Let's check. Yep, the Hemi did win. So it's tied up 1-1. One of these days I'm going to have to get me a better iPhone. This time the Chevrolet is out front. The Silverado will not let him by, and he will advance 2-0 over the Super Avi. Next is Mr. BFG's 442 and Lily's Escalade. Oh, Lily leaves him in the curve. Oh, she turns over, though. So are we done? No. The 442's just got to give him a little extra stroke there, but we're going to run this over again. This time they're bouncing off each other. Two heavy cars. It looks like Lily's will take Heat 1. So the Escalade's up 1-0. Here's Heat 2. 442's first to the corners. Does this little tomahawk. Spins out of the second. Trying to get by, but he will not let her. So the 442 of Mr. Mom will tie things up. Here's the rubber match. I said Mr. Mom and Mr. BFG. This time his 442 will cross and advance 2-1 over the Cadillac. Next up, Irons Diecast. He has a Lotus, and then Road Rage has that midriff. Let's see what happens here. Midriff out front, out of the second curve. Oh, right on the tail, but the Lotus goes up on the side of the track. Midriff will take Heat 1. Here we go. Lanes are swapped. Heat 2. Down they go. The midriff. Oh, the midriff tried to push him off the track, and he will go on and take it 2-0 to advance. Here's the Murata Stalker of Scale Racing in WB's F-150. The F-150 was a surprise winner in the first round, at least to me. The Murata out in front. F-50 turns over, so the Murata will lead 1-0. We make a swap. Here we go. The Murata way into the curve. Looks at it. The forwards on him. It just pushes him off the track onto the cushioning underneath. So it's all tied up 1-1. Somebody's going home. Somebody's getting 10 points. Look at the F-150. Pushes around. Can he stay in front? He does, and Wobbly Bob pulls the upset. So next up, Nick Deaver's Camaro IROC, or IROC Camaro, and Lady of Speed's Chrysler 300. The 300 with the early lead gets around 1. Round 2 turns over. The IROC will get around and will score the first win to go up 1-0. Here's Heat 2. This time he doesn't get the push on her. She actually gets through it, and the Lady of Speed will tie the match 1-1. Here's the rubber heat, or the rubber match, rubber race, whatever you want to call it. Lady of Speed's through 2. bouncing back and forth through 3, and she will advance 2-1. Here's League of Speeds, Acura and 734's F40. The Ferrari spins him around, gets through turn 2. They're fighting back and forth. It looks like the Ferrari may back across. He will. They both cross slow, but the Ferrari's up 1-0. Swap lanes. Here we are, Heat 2. This time the Honda gets through, the Acura gets through. Oh man, the F40 makes a good pass while the Acura turns around, and he'll advance on 2-0. Cut Rock Sidekick and Hot Car Tracks Jaguar. Here they go. The Jaguar's in front out of 1. Out of 2, he's pulling around. Out of 3 spins. Oh, nice move by the Sidekick to go up 1-0. Here's Heat 2. Right at the very end. He muscles him out of turn 1, turn 2. He's bouncing around a little bit. Can he finish? He will, and he advances on 2-0. Here's Red Pill Racing and his Carbonite against Down Squad's Lotus. Oh, the Lotus just pushes the Carbonite off on the pillar, and the Lotus will win the first heat. Look down, we've got a pillar on the floor where those cars come off, and he hit the pillar, bounced to the side there. So now we've got 1-0 for the Lotus. This time the Carbonite comes out. He takes 1, he takes 2, he takes 3, and he takes the heat. So now it's all tied up. 1-1 as he left him turn sideways, and here we go. Winner advances, loser goes home. The Carbonite's through 1. Lotus pushing him all the way. Here's the Carbonite through 2 and 3, and the Carbonite will advance. Here's Kaboom's 442 and Mr. Mom Bubba's Bubble Gunner. They're into turn 1. They're fighting back and forth. The 442 is in. Oh, just that foil. That Bubble Gunner just picked him up and pushed him right off. So now we've got 1-0 for the Bubble Gunner. Here we go. And this time they're going to tie up and not get out of 2. We're going to rerun the heat. 1-0 so far for the Bubble Gunner. Here we go. They're bouncing around hard on the track. The 442 gets away, and he will take heat 2. That means it's 1-1, and the loser goes home. Here we are. We get into it. The 442 fighting the Bubble Gunner up front. He gets around, comes around here, and he will advance. Mr. Mom Bubba's Bubble Gummer. Next up, Mrs. BFG's Fairmont and Aces High Subaru Impreza. Fairmont is through 1, is through 2, is through 3. She does not have much trouble with this track. And Subaru finishes second there. So 1-0 for the Fairmont. Here's the Fairmont again. Through 1, through 2, through 3. And they're going to advance on 2-0. Here's the last race on round 2. Metal Mania's Silverado and Riker's DeLorean. R&R Riker Racing. And the Silverado pushes by, much heavier casting than that DeLorean. Racing, but the Silverado's going to win Heat 1. Change lanes, and here we go in Heat 2. Into the curve. The Silverado comes out, and they're going to tie up and not be able to finish. Rerun the heat. Into turn 1. Fighting. Silverado gets ahead, and if he can maneuver, nobody's going to stop him. He does, and he wins and advances on. Time for round 3. The winners get 10 points for the car and team, and then the losers will be going home. The winners also advance to the 32-car double elimination tournament. So we're going to start first with Your Nightmare Racing's Carbonite and Big Rami's F40. It's a Ferrari. This ought to be a good race. They're into the corner. The Ferrari comes out ahead. Looks like the Carbonite got up on its side. Little trouble for the Ferrari coming out of 2, but he will finish, leaving the Carbonite over just off the track front wheel. So now it's 1-0 for the Ferrari. Carbonite's through 1 ahead this time. He's through 2. If he can make 3, he turns over but still passes. So it's 1-1. Any way you get past the line, folks. They bounce back and forth. The Ferrari tried to push him off. Carbonite's banging from side to side, and he will advance, though, 2-1. Next up, we've got the Rescue Ranger of Hot Wheels and Mr. Joe's Ferrari F40. Oh, the Ferrari just cut him off. Round 3, and the Ferrari is up 1-0. Rescue Ranger upside down on the track. We change lanes, and here we go. This time the Rescue Ranger pushes the Ferrari up. Let's see how they run, if we can finish. No, he doesn't finish. The Ferrari moves on, 2-0. Blue Line Racing's Mercedes, and A-Team's Chevy Silverado. Mercedes out. Oh, nice move by the A-Team and Crazy Canuck. 1-0. What a move by the Chevy Silverado. Here's heat 2. That time that made the Mercedes mad. He shot out. And he's out of 2. If he can maneuver this, he's going to win and tie everything up 1-1. So we've got a 1-1 match, and here we go. This time the Silverado's out ahead. He's through 2. They're tied up, and they're not going to finish, so we have to rerun the last heat. Here we go. This time the Mercedes is out ahead. He's going to turn around, and he will hit 3, and he will advance on. Here's Mr. BFG's 442 and Road Rage Racing's Mid-Drift. Down the track they come. The 442's the first to the corner. He comes out neat. Out of 2, good. Done 3 well, and he will win Heat 1 with the mid-drift right on his behind. This time the mid-drift's out fastest. Through 1, through 2, through 3, and wow, mid-drift tying it up 1-1. We swap back, and here we go. This time mid-drift gets out faster too. He's through 1, through 2. If he can finish this race. Oh, and he turns around. Here comes the 442. Oh, it hits him and knocks mid-drift across. So mid-drift will advance 2-1 with the help of the 442. Here's the underdog, Wobbly Bob's F-150 against Lady of Speed's 300C, her Chrysler. Right now the Chrysler's in the lead, spins around. The F-50 gives her a push. She's going to push her on across the line, and she's going to take Heat 1. So we swap sides, and here we go again. This time the F-150 gets to the corner first and comes out ahead. Can he? No, he turns over, and she pushes him over the finish line. 1-1. Oh, my goodness. So here we go. Rubber match. The Chrysler 300 and is coming around, and he passes at the very end, and Wobbly Bob pulls off another miracle. That's all you can say. 734 Outlaws Ferrari has Cut Rock's sidekick. Here we go. Oh, they're beating up each other, but the Ferrari gets around. That black Ferrari has done really well this turn, and he's going to win Heat 1 with the sidekick backing down. Swap lanes, here we go. Through 1, tied up. Sidekick gets by. Through 2, tied up. Sidekick slows him down, and he's going to win Heat 2, leaving the Ferrari behind him. And now we will swap and go to sudden death. Around they go. The Ferrari pushes. The Ferrari pushes by. The sidekick tried to stop him. The Ferrari pushes by, and he will advance 2-1 to the Big 8. Here's Red Pill's Carbonite and Mr. Mom Bubba's Bubble Gunner. This ought to be a good race. Down they go. The Bubble Gunner comes out first. Oh, the Carbonite makes a neat pass on the inside and goes on to take Heat 1. So we swap and go to Heat 2. Here we go. Looks like, oh, this time the Bubble Gunner has gotten by, and he's going to finish and take the second heat. Carbonite right behind him, so we're tied up 1-1. Sudden death. Winner goes to the Big 8. Here we go. They're beating on each other. The Carbonite has gotten by at this point, and he negotiates 3, and he will advance on to the Big 8. Our last race, Mrs. BFG's Ford Fairmont and Metal Mania's Silverado. Here they go. That Fairmont's going to be tough to beat around 3. So he's up 1-0 right now. We're very fast out of the gate, and so fast off the track. Can the Silverado maneuver and win Heat 2? He will, and we have a tie off the pillow onto the cushion. So here we go. Loser goes home, winner advances to the 8. Here's the Fairmont again, around 1, around 2. He's moving fast, around 3, and they will advance. So here's the Big 8 for the green bracket. And this is lined up by their seating.
See you next week. Same bad time, same bad station.
This has been a Big Poppy Racing production.